It seems peculiar, considering the theme, Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, for the prize giving this year, that we tell you a story which is more than 2,000 years old. Julius Caesar presents uncanny parallels with the world we live in today. Our dilemma is no less than Brutus's as we grapple with uncomfortable choices between democracy and dictatorship, ambition and scruples, honor and glory, power of speech and power of ideas. The list goes on. An able general and a great conqueror, Caesar returns to Rome amidst immense popularity after defeating the son of Pompey. And as Romans celebrate his victorious return, Caesar declares himself a dictator for life. Cassius convinces Brutus that he poses a political threat to their beloved nation and suggests that there's only one solution, a solution that raises questions, personal, political, and moral. And to find out the answers, ladies and gentlemen, I urge you to lend not just your ears, but also your eyes, attention, and imagination as we proudly present to you Shakespeare's brutal tale of febrile conspiracy, vaulting ambition, and bloody betrayal. Julius Caesar!
Who calls?
Bid every noise be still. Peace yet again.
Who is it in the press that calls on me? A hair tongue, shriller than all the music cries Caesar. Speak, Caesar stand to hear.
Beware the Ides of March.
What man is that?
A soothsayer bids you beware the Ides of March.
Send him before me. Let me see his face.
Fellow, come from the throng and look upon Caesar.
What sayest thou to me now? Speak once again.
Beware the Ides of March.
He is a dreamer. Let us leave him. Pass.
What mean these shoutings? I do fear the people choose Caesar for their king.
Aye, do you fear it? Then must I think you would not have it so.
I would not, Cassius. Yet I love him well. But wherefore do you hold me here so long? What is it that you would impart to me? For let the gods so speed me. I love the name of honor more than I fear death.
I know that virtue to be in you, Brutus, as well as I do know your outward favor. Well, honor is the subject of my story. I was born free as Caesar, so were you. We both have fed as well, and we both can endure the winter's cold as well as he. And this man is now become a god, and Cassius is a wretched creature and must bend his body if Caesar but so carelessly nod on him.
Another general shout? I do believe these applauses are for some new honors that are heaped on Caesar.
And we petty men walk under his huge legs and peep about to find ourselves dishonorable graves. Men at some time are masters of their fates. The fault, dear Brutus, is not in our stars, but in ourselves that we are underlings. Brutus and Caesar. What should be in that Caesar? Why should his name be sounded more than yours? That he's grown so great? Age, thou art shamed. Rome, thou hast lost the breed of noble bloods.
What you would work me to, I have some aim. What you have said, I will consider. And what you have to say, I will, with patience hear.
I am glad that my weak words have struck with thus much show of fire from Brutus.
The games are done, and Caesar is returning. For this time, I will leave you. Tomorrow, if you please to speak with me, I will come home to you. Or if you will, come home to me, and I will wait for you.
I will do so. Till then, think of the world. Well, Brutus, thou art noble, yet I see thy honorable metal may be wrought.
Jealous of Caesar's growing power and afraid he may one day become a tyrant, Cassius instigates a conspiracy to murder Caesar. However, he realizes that to gain legitimacy in the eyes of the Romans, he must win over the noble Brutus to his side. For Brutus is the most trusted and respected in Rome. Cassius and Casca plant fake letters to convince Brutus that Caesar's death is desired by the people of Rome and sway him into joining the conspiracy yet to unfold. This puts Brutus in a moral dilemma, and he is continually at war with himself even after he has decided on a course of action.
Brutus, you are Caesar's angel!
The people have chosen Caesar to be their king.
This course will seem too bloody, Brutus.
This man has become God.
Is Caesar really ambitious? Rome thou has lost the breed of noble bloods. It was Caesar who saved your life, Brutus. The demise of Roman Republic is imminent. This will be a betrayal unprecedented.
It must be by his death.
heaven nor earth have been at peace tonight. Thrice hath Calpurnia in her sleeps cried out, "Hell bow, they murder Caesar." Who is within?
My lord.
Go bid the priests do present sacrifice and bring me their opinions of success.
I will, my lord.
What mean you, Caesar? Think you to walk forth? You shall not stir out of your house today.
Caesar shall forth. The things that threaten me ne'er looked but on my back. And when they shall see the face of Caesar, they are vanished.
Oh, Caesar, I never stood on ceremonies, yet now they fright me. There is one within. Besides the things that we have heard and seen, recounts most horrid sights seen by the watch. A lioness hath whelped in the streets. Graves have yawned and yielded up their dead. Fierce, fiery warriors fought upon the clouds, which drizzled blood on the Capitol. The noise of battle hurtled in the air. Horses did neigh, and dying men did groan, and ghosts did shriek and squeal about the streets. Oh, Caesar, these things are beyond all use, and I do fear them.
What can be avoided whose end is purposed by the mighty gods? Yet Caesar shall go forth. For these predictions are to the world in general, as to Caesar.
When beggars die, there are no comet seen. The heavens themselves blaze forth the death of princes.
Cowards die many times before their deaths. The valiant never taste of death but once. Of all the wonders that I've ever heard, it seems to me the most strange that men should fear, seeing that death, unnecessary end, will come when it will come. What say the augurers?
They would not have you to stir forth today, plucking the entrails of an offering forth. They could not find a heart within the beast.
The gods do this in shame of cowardice. Caesar should be a beast without a heart if he were to stay at home today for fear. No, Caesar shall not. Danger knows full well that Caesar is more dangerous than he. We are two lions littered in one day, and I, the elder and more terrible, and Caesar shall go forth.
Alas, my lord, your wisdom is consumed in confidence. Do not go forth today. Call it my fear that keeps you in the house, and not your own. We shall send Mark Antony to the Senate House, and he shall say that you are not well today. Let me, upon my knee, prevail in this.
Mark Antony shall say that I'm not well. And for thy humor, I will stay at home.
Caesar, all hail!
Here's Decius Brutus. He shall tell them so.
Good morrow, worthy Caesar. I come to fetch you to the Senate House.
And you are come in a very happy time to bear my greetings to the senators and tell them that I will not come today. Cannot is false, and that I dare not falser. I will not come. Tell them so, Decius.
Say he is sick.
Shall Caesar send a lie? Have I in conquest stretched mine arm so far to be afraid to tell some greybeards the truth? Go, Decius, tell them Caesar will not come.
Most mighty Caesar, let me know some cause, lest I'll be laughed at when I tell them so.
The cause is in my will. I will not come. That is enough to satisfy the Senate. But for your private satisfaction, because I love you, I will let you know. Calpurnia here, my wife, stays me at home. She dreamt tonight, she saw my stature, which like a fountain with 100 spouts did run pure blood. And many lusty Romans came smiling and did bathe their hands in it. And this does she apply for warnings and potents, and evil imminent, and on her knee hath begged that I stay at home today.
This dream is all a misinterpreted. It was a vision fair and fortunate. Your statue are spouting blood in many pipes, in which so many smiling Romans bathe, signifies that from you, great Rome shall suck reviving blood, and that great men shall press for tinges, stains, relics, and cognizance. This, by Calpurnia's dream, is signified.
And this way have you well expounded it.
I have. When you have heard what I can say and know it now, the Senate have concluded to give this day a crown to mighty Caesar. If you shall send them word that you will not come, their minds may change. Besides, it were a mock apt to be rendered for someone to say, break up the Senate till another time, when Caesar's wife shall meet with better dreams. If Caesar hide himself, shall they not whisper, lo, Caesar is afraid? Pardon me, Caesar, for my dear, dear love, toward proceeding bids me to tell you this, and reason to my love is liable.
How foolish do your fears seem now, Calpurnia? I am ashamed that I did yield to them. Get me my robe, for I will go.
Good morrow, Caesar.
What, Brutus? I stayed so early. Good morrow, Casca. What is the clock?
Caesar, 'tis struck an 8.
I thank you for your pains and courtesy. See Antony! Good morrow, Antony!
So to the most noble Caesar.
Good friends, go in and taste some wine with me. And we, like friends, will then straightway go together.
That every like is not the same, O Caesar. The heart of Brutus yearns to think upon.
Thunder shakes the foundation of Rome, and unusual lightning slices through the night sky. A diviner's caution, beware the Ides of March, Calpurnia's dreams, which are omens of catastrophe, and Artemidorus' petition to uncover the conspiracy. Disregarding all, Caesar goes to the Senate with his friends, utterly ignorant that his murderers are surrounding him.
The Ides of March are come.
Hi, Caesar, but not gone.
I wish your enterprise today may thrive.
What, Enterprise Populus?
Fare you well.
What said Popilius, Lena?
He wished today our enterprise might thrive. I fear our purpose is discovered.
Cassius, be constant.
Trebonius knows his time. Look, he draws Mark Antony out of the way.
Are we all ready? What is now amiss that Caesar and his Senate must redress?
Most high, most mighty, and most puissant Caesar, Metellus Simba throws before thy seat and humble heart.
I must prevent these, Simba. These skulchings and these lowly courtesies might fire the blood of ordinary men and turn preordinance and first degree into the law of children. Thy brother by decree is banished, and if thou dost bend and pray and fawn for him, I spurn thee like a cur out of my way.
Is there no voice more worthy than my own to sound more sweetly in great Caesar's ear for the repealing of my banished brother?
I kiss thy hand, but not in flattery, Caesar. Desiring thee that Publius Simba may have an immediate freedom of repeal.
What, Brutus?
Pardon, Caesar. Caesar, pardon. As lowest to thy foot doth Cassius fall to beg enfranchisement for Publius Simba.
I could be well moved if I were as you. If I could pray to move, prayers would move me. But I am constant as the northern star, of whose true fixed and resting quality there is no fellow in the firmament. So in this world 'tis furnished well with men, and men are flesh and blood and apprehensive. Yet in the number I do know but one, that unshaked of motion, and that I am he. Let me a little show it, that even in this I was constant. Simba should be banished, and constant do remain to keep him so.
O Caesar!
Hence, wilt thou lift up Olympus?
Great Caesar!
Doth not Brutus bootless nail?
Speak! Hands for me!
Fall, Caesar.
Liberty! Freedom! Tyranny is dead! Run! Hence proclaim! Cry it about the streets!
Some to the common pulpit and cry out, liberty, freedom, and enfranchisement.
People and senators, be not affrighted. Fly not, stand stiff. Ambition's debt is paid.
Where is Antony?
Fled to his house amazed. Men, wives, children stare. Cry out and run, as it were doomsday.
Stoop, Romans, stoop. And let us bathe our hands in Caesar's blood up to our elbows. and besmear our swords. Then walk we forth, even to the marketplace, and waving our red weapons over our heads, let's all cry, peace, freedom, and liberty!
Stoop then and wash. How many ages hence shall this our lofty scene be acted over in states unborn and accents yet unknown?
What? Shall we forth?
Aye! Every man away! Brutus will lead, and we will grace his heels with the bravest and boldest hearts of Rome.
Soft, who comes here? A friend of Antony's.
Thus, Brutus, did my master bid me kneel, and lying prostrate, thus he bade me say, Brutus is noble, wise, valiant, and honest. Caesar was mighty, bold, royal, and loving. If Brutus will vouchsafe that Antony may safely come to him and be resolved, how Caesar hath deserved to lie in death, he will follow the fortunes and affairs of noble Brutus. So says my master, Antony.
Thy master is a wise and valiant Roman. I never thought him worse. So tell him, please he come unto this place. He shall be satisfied. And by my honor, depart untouched.
I'll fetch him presently.
But here comes Antony. Welcome, Mark Antony.
O mighty Caesar, dost thou lie so low? Are all thy conquests, glories, triumphs, and spoils shrunk to this little measure? Fare thee well. I know not, gentlemen, what you intend. Who else must be let blood? Who else is rank? I do beseech you, if you bear me hard, now whilst your purpled hands do reek and smoke, fulfill your pleasure. Live 1,000 years, I shall not find myself so apt to die. No place shall please me so, no mean of death, as hereby Caesar and by you cut off the choice and master spirits of this age.
O Antony, beg not your death of us, for now we must appear bloody and cruel. By this the bleeding business we have done. Our hearts you see not. They are pitiful. And pity to the general wrong of Rome, as fire drives out fire, so pity has done this deed on Caesar. For your part, to you our swords have leaden points, Mark Antony. Our arms in strength of malice, and our hearts of brother's temper do receive you with all kind love, good thoughts, and reverence.
Your voice shall be as strong as any man's in the disposing of new dignities.
I doubt not of your wisdom. Let each man render me his bloody hand. First, Marcus Brutus, will I shake with you. Next, Caius Cassius, do I take your hand. Now Decius Brutus, yours. Now yours, Metellus. Yours, Cinna. And my valiant Casca, yours. Though last, not least in love, yours, good Trebonius. Gentlemen all, alas, what shall I say? My credit stands on such slippery ground that one of two bad ways you must conceit me. Either a coward or a flatterer. That I did love thee, Caesar. Oh, 'tis true. If then thy spirit shall look down upon us, it shall not grieve thee dearer than thy death, to see thy Antony making his peace, shaking the bloody fingers of thy foes, most noble in the presence of thy cause. Pardon me, Julius.
Mark Antony!
Pardon me, Caius Cassius. An enemy of Caesar shall say so. Then in a friend, it is cold modesty.
I blame you not for praising Caesar so, but what compact mean you to have with us? Will you be pricked in number of our friends, or shall we on and not depend on you?
Therefore I took your hands. Friends, am I with you all and love you all upon this hope that you shall give me reasons why and wherein Caesar was dangerous.
Our reasons are so full of good regard that were you, Antony, the son of Caesar, you should be satisfied.
That's all I seek. And I'm moreover suitor, that I may produce his body to the marketplace, and in the pulpit, as becomes a friend, speak in the order of his funeral.
You shall, Mark Antony.
Brutus, a word with you. You know not what you do. Do not consent that Mark Antony speak in his funeral. Know you? how much the public will be moved by that which he will utter.
I will myself into the pulpit first, and show the reason for our Caesar's death. What Antony shall say, I will protest. He speaks by leave and by permission.
I know not what may fall, and I like it not.
Here, Mark Antony, take you Caesar's body. You shall not, in your funeral speech, blame us, but speak all good you can devise of Caesar. And say you do it by our permission.
Be it so. I do desire no more.
Prepare the body then, and follow us.
Oh, pardon me, thou bleeding piece of earth, that I am meek and gentle with these butchers. Thou art the ruins of the most noble man that ever lived in the tide of times. Woe to the hand that shed this costly blood. And over thy wounds, now do I prophesy. A curse shall light upon the limbs of men. Domestic fury and fierce civil strife shall cumber all parts of Italy. Blood and destruction shall be so in use, and dreadful objects so familiar, that mothers shall but smile when they behold their infants quartered in the hands of war, all pity choked in the custom of fell deeds. And Caesar's spirit, ranging for revenge, with Arte by his side, come hot from hell, shall in these confines in a monarch's voice cry, "Awake! And let's lift the dogs of war, that this foul deed shall smell above the earth with carrion men groaning for burial."
As if it was doomsday, an angry and crazed mob demand justification for the killing of their Caesar, who they worship like a god. Can they be convinced of the worthiness of the reasons for killing Caesar? Will Marcus Brutus be able to satisfy the citizens and maintain his reputation of being the most trusted and noble Roman after this brutal betrayal?
We will be satisfied!
Let us be satisfied!
Then follow me and give me audience, friends.
I will hear Brutus speak. The noble Brutus is ascended. Silence!
Be patient till the last. Romans, countrymen and lovers, hear me for my cause, and be silent that you may hear. Believe me for mine honor, and have respect to mine honor, that you may believe. Censure me in your wisdom, and awake your senses, that you may the better judge. If there be any in this assembly, any dear friend of Caesar's, to him I say that Brutus' love to Caesar was no less than his. If then that friend demand why Brutus rose against Caesar, this is my answer. Not that I loved Caesar less, but I loved Rome more. As Caesar loved me, I weep for him. As he was fortunate, I rejoice at it. As he was valiant, I honor him. But as he was ambitious, I slew him. There is tears for his love, joy for his fortune, honor for his valor, and death for his ambition. Who is here so base that would be a bondman? If any, speak. For him have I offended. Who is here so rude that would not be a Roman? If any, speak. For him have I offended. Who is here so vile that will not love his country? If any, speak, for him have I offended. I pause for a reply.
None.
Then none have I offended. I have done no more to Caesar than you shall do to Brutus. The question of his death is enrolled in the Capitol. Here comes his body, mourned by Mark Antony, who, though he had no hand in Caesar's death, shall receive the benefit of his dying. A place in the Commonwealth is which of you shall not. With this I depart, that as I slew my best lover for the good of Rome, I have the same dagger to myself, for when it shall please my country to need my death.
Bring him with triumph home into his house.
Give him a statue with his ancestors. Let him be Caesar. Caesar's better parts shall be crowned in Brutus.
We will bring him into his house with shouts and clamors.
My countrymen,
Peace! Silence! Brutus speaks.
peace ho! Good countrymen, let me depart alone. And for my sake, stay here with Antony. Do grace to Caesar's corpse, and grace his speech, tending to Caesar's glories, which Mark Antony, by our permission, is allowed to make.
Stay and let us hear Mark Antony speak.
Let him go up into the public chair. We'll hear him. Mark Antony, go up.
This Caesar was a tyrant.
Nah, that's certain. We are blessed that Rome is rid of him. Peace! Let us hear what Antony can say.
You gentle Romans,
Let us hear him.
friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears. I've come to bury Caesar, not to praise him. The evil that men do lives after them. The good is oft interred with their bones, so let it be with Caesar. The noble Brutus had told you that Caesar was ambitious. If it were so, it were a grievous fault, and grievously had Caesar answered it. Here, under the leave of Brutus and the rest, for Brutus is an honorable man. So are they all honorable men? Come I to speak in Caesar's funeral. He was my friend, faithful and just to me. But Brutus says that he was ambitious. And Brutus is an honorable man. He hath brought many captives home to Rome, whose ransom did the general coffers fill. Did this in Caesar seem ambitious? No. When that the poor have cried, Caesar hath wept. Ambition should be made of sterner stuff. But Brutus says that he was ambitious. And Brutus is an honorable man. You all did see that on the Lupercal I thrice presented him a kingly crown, which he did thrice refuse. Was this ambition? No. Yet Brutus says that he was ambitious. And sure, he is an honorable man. I speak not to disapprove what Brutus spoke, but here I am to speak what I do know. You all did love him once, not without cause. What cause withholds you then to mourn for him? O judgment, thou art fled to Brutus, beasts and men have lost their reason. Bear with me, for my heart is in the coffin there with Caesar, and I must pause till it come back to me.
Methinks there is much reason in his sayings. If thou consider rightly of the matter, Caesar has had great wrong.
Has he, masters? I fear there will a worse come in his place.
Mark ye his words. He would not take the crown. Therefore, 'tis certain that he was not ambitious.
If it be found so, some will dare abide it. Poor soul, his eyes are as red as fire with weeping.
There's not a nobler man in Rome than Antony.
Now mark him. He begins again to speak.
But yesterday, the word of Caesar might have stood against the world. Now lies he there, and none so poor to do him reverence. Oh, masters, if I was disposed to stir your hearts and minds to mutiny and rage, I shall do Brutus wrong. And Cassius wrong, who you all know are honorable men. I will not do them wrong. I rather choose to wrong the dead, to wrong myself and you, than I will wrong such honorable men. But here's a parchment with the seal of Caesar. I found it in his closet. 'Tis his will. let but the commons hear this testament, which, pardon me, I do not mean to read. And they will go and kiss dead Caesar's wounds, that their napkins in his sacred blood, yea, beg a hair of him for memory, and dying mention it within their wills, bequeathing it as a rich legacy unto their issue.
We'll hear the will. Read it, Mark Antony.
The will! Read the will! Read the will!
Have patience, gentle friends. I must not read it. 'Tis meet you know not how Caesar loved you. You're not wood, you're not stone, but men. And being men, hearing the will of Caesar, it will inflame you, it will make you mad. 'Tis good you know not that you are his heirs. For if you should, oh, what would come of it?
Read us the will. We'll hear it, Antony. You shall read us the will. Caesar's will.
Will you be patient? Will you stay a while? I overshot myself to tell you of it. I fear I wrong the honorable men whose daggers have stabbed Caesar. I do fear it.
They were traitors, honorable men.
They were villains, murderers. The will. Read the will.
You will compel me then to read the will?
Yes!
Then make a ring about the corpse of Caesar. And let me show you him that made the will. Shall I descend? Will you give me leave?
Descend. You shall have leave. Descend. Make a ring. Stand round.
Stand from the hearse, stand from the body. Room for Antony, most noble Antony.
If you have tears, prepare to shed them now. You all do know this mantle. I remember the first time Caesar ever put it on. 'Twas on a summer's evening in his tent. That day he overcame the Nervii. Look, in this place ran Cassius's dagger through. See what a rent the envious Casca made. Through this, the well-beloved Brutus stabbed. And as he plucked his cursed steel away, mark how the blood of Caesar followed it, as if rushing out of doors to be resolved. For Brutus, as you know, was Caesar's angel. Judge, O you gods, how dearly Caesar loved him. This was the most unkindest cut of all. For when the noble Caesar saw him stabbed, ingratitude stronger than traitor's arms quite vanquished him, then burst his mighty heart. And even at the base of Pompey's statue, which all the while ran blood, great Caesar fell. Oh, what a fall was there, my countrymen. Then I, and you, and all of us fell down, whilst bloody treason flourished over us. Now you weep, and I perceive you feel the dint of pity. These are gracious drops. Kind souls, what weep you when you but behold our Caesar's vesture wounded? Look ye here! Here is himself marred as you say were traitors!
Oh, piteous spectacle! Oh, noble Caesar! Oh, woeful day! Oh, traitors! Villains! Oh, most bloody sight! We will be revenged!
Good friends, sweet friends, let me not stir you up to such a sudden flood of mutiny. I come not, friends, to steal away your hearts. I am no orator as Brutus is. And as you know me, all a plain, blunt man that love my friend. And that they know full well who gave me public leave to speak of him. For I have neither wit, nor word, nor worth, action, utterance, nor the power of speech to stir men's blood. I only speak right on. I tell you which you yourselves do know. Show you sweet Caesar's wounds. Poor, poor dumb mouths, and with them speak for me. But were I Brutus, and Brutus Antony, there would be an Antony that would ruffle up their spirits and put a tongue in every one of Caesar that shall move the stones of Rome to rise and mutiny!
We will burn the house of Brutus!
Away then! Come! Seek the conspirators! Stay, countrymen, yet hear me speak. Why, friends? You go to do you know not what. Wherein hath Caesar thus deserved your loves? Alas, you know not. I must tell you then, you have forgot the will I told you of. Hear me with patience. Here is the will, and under Caesar's seal. To every Roman citizen he gives, to every several man, 75 drachmas.
Most noble Caesar will revenge his death. Oh, royal Caesar!
Will you be patient? Moreover, he hath left you all his walks, his private arbors and new planted orchards on this side Tiber. He hath left them to you and your heirs forever, common pleasures to walk abroad and recreate yourselves. Here was a Caesar. When comes such another?
Never! Never! Come away, away! We will burn the body in the holy place. And with the brands, fire the traitor's house! Take up the body! Go fetch fire! Plug down benches! Plug down forms! Windows! Anything! Tear him! Tear him! Come! Branzo! Firebrands! To Brutus! To Cassius! Burn all! Away! Go!
Now let it work. Mischief, thou art afoot. Take thou what course thou wilt.
May I now invite the chief guest, His Highness Maharaja Gat Singh Ji of Marwar, Jodhpur, Thakur Randir Vikram Singh Ji, Chairman of Mayo College Committee, and General Kulkarni, Director Mayo College, on the stage to meet the cast and crew.
May I request Dr. Dubey to come on stage, please, along with Mr. Gaurav Kumar and Ma'am Tripti Parikh. You must meet the Gaurav is in the English department. She's from the she's just done a course in dramatics and storytelling in Bangalore. On this occasion, every year, we also have a presentation of a very, very special medal called the H.H. Kota Medal for Dramatics, for the best drama performance of a student during the year. And to make the presentation, may I now invite His Highness Maharao Ijral Singh Ji of Kota on stage, please.
The Maharao Kota Medal for Outstanding Performance in Dramatics recognizes outstanding contributions to theatre in Mayo College. This year, the proud recipient is Kirtidev Varman Singh Chandel. This evening, you've seen him bring to life the character of Mark Antony.
Congratulations, Kirti, and may I now request our chief guest to address the gathering.
Thank you, General. What a wonderful evening that was. And it is indeed a pleasure, after a long time, to see a school play with actual spoken words. Nowadays, the trend is more to have voiceover. That is also because it engages more people on stage. But to do a serious play like Julius Caesar is not easy. In fact, it is very difficult, and there are various versions here and there of how people perform. However, I have to say, well done. You pulled it off. It's not easy to pull it off. And the way the main speakers spoke their lines, Julius Caesar, confident, proud, and arrogant. Mark Antony, thinking with pathos and in mourning, at the same time looking to the future. Everybody spoke their lines well. I compliment the director and the whole stage presentation, the props, simplistic, the lighting, the choreography, and the way everything was synchronized. It was a pleasure to see, and I compliment the entire department, or what is the theatre department, the Dramatic Society. Keep it up, and hope that some of you will continue in this profession of dramatics. Thank you.